The watch on your wrist isn't what it used to be. Smartwatches they can check your texts, they can take calls, they can even give you directions. It can also offer you a glimpse into your health and in some cases help detect a serious disorder.
Fox 13 health reporter Mandy Rock talked to one young man who says his smartwatch saved his life and sent him to a cardiologist. And she talked to that cardiologist about just how much we should trust these facilities.
Smartwatches can't replace routine checkups and doctor visits, but in some cases, they can offer data on your health that may be useful to your doctor. And while some cardiologists remain skeptical of the heart monitoring features of smartwatches, at least one local man is grateful for his.
I mean, my mind immediately exploded. I didn't know what to do or what to think. All I could do was call on God at the moment.
Cameron Jones was living life as a normal, healthy 22-year-old when his Apple Watch started sending him notifications about his heart just after Thanksgiving.
I would be sitting still like I am now. I would be getting alerts like your heart rate has exceeded above normal, or your blood pressure is 160/72.
Jones had recently recovered from a bad bout of the flu and pneumonia and thought maybe that's why he was feeling sluggish. But after repeated notifications from his watch, Jones went to the hospital to get checked out.
My mom rushed over here. She got me. We rushed to the emergency room. They did blood work, x-rays and CAT scans. They did all of that repeatedly.
Dozens of tests and x-rays later came a diagnosis he never expected.
They were like, this young man has heart failure. We don't know where it came from, how it happened. He's a healthy young man, but his body is shutting down. I was just praying to God. I'm like, Lord, please let me see Christmas. Let me see Christmas.
Jones credits his watch for catching symptoms he otherwise would have ignored. And stories like his are becoming more common.
It's amazing. We see this almost weekly, that people come in, their watch will say, hey, you might have atrial fibrillation, your heart rate's irregular, or your heart rate may be elevated.
Dr. Stephen Gubin, the president of Stern Cardiovascular Foundation in Memphis, says smartwatches can be useful tools when it comes to detecting heart conditions like atrial fibrillation, but they don't replace regular checkups and doctor appointments.
You don't want to have your watch keep you from going to the doctor. It's very important that you continue to have your appointments. But if you do have symptoms in between appointments or before you can go to the doctor, if the watch says that you possibly have atrial fibrillation or other abnormalities, you shouldn't ignore it. You should go to your doctor.
Dr. Gubin said there are some people who could benefit from wearing one.
Even patients who have been treated for atrial fibrillation, maybe with an ablation, you can still have a reoccurrence. So it's nice to wear one of these watches. And if an alert comes up, you know that you need to go back to your doctor.
After a week in the hospital, Jones was released and was able to make it home for Christmas with his family. He says his watch has become much more than just an accessory, but an important tool that helped save his life.
The cardiologist actually told me that I could be the youngest and only person that had walked into the hospital and walked out on his own.
Mandy Rock, Fox 13 News.